And we're back.
Huzzah.
We resume as the group sit down for a pleasant meal. Probably at this stage, the main hall is undergoing preparations for the grand party. So this probably is had off to a side off in a side chamber somewhere with just your immediate sort of like close companions.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess who do we think is at the table for this meal?
Who would be at well, if it's like this is like during the actual party, or
No, this is still like a day or so before.
This is still the day before. Okay. Well, I guess all direct family would definitely be invited.
Yeah.
Are aunts and cousins included in direct family?
Depends on how big the room is, I guess.
If Elizabeth would like them to be there, then like we're not gonna decline them. That's like if your character wants them there, there's no reason we won't say no. Well, definitely V's there.
Hi.
I don't know how V. Well, I guess V would have her. Well, yeah, Lily would definitely be there, and I don't think
Farwalker. Mac.
Walker, that was it. Mac, yeah. I don't think Mac has anywhere else to go.
He doesn't really know anybody else.
So,
yeah. I mean, I don't think most of our guests really have anywhere else to go.
No, well, we have some that like we have
like
some
Lathari's assistant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
And like your sister knows people because she works here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Elizabeth would like her family there though.
Okay.
And my parents would be there, and
yeah.
Quagrim.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say that's probably the interesting setup at the table.
Children and my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Yeah.
Although I also don't know how my parents and grandparents would be with it.
Yeah, because there is definitely like a faint sense of awkwardness at this table.
Well, there's only one way to get through awkwardness.
Oh no.
Well, I know like most of us here, well, have met us, of course, but haven't met each other. So how about everybody, well, might gives a quick introduction, or like introduces their what would I call it? Their family and friends.
Yeah. Okay.
So these are my family.
Your dad immediately stands up to begin talking, and your sister just puts a hand on his shoulder and makes him sit back down again.
Oh, I've got my mom, my pops, and my sis.
Do they get names?
No.
Like I don't like. That would be like requiring me to recall names.
Yeah. I also feel like Grim is like I could introduce them by name, but that's gonna take a while.
But it also helps.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, just give us nicknames.
Fine.
Mom and Dad.
This is me pointing out that like I'm not saying like do it right now, or like actually Mini, but like.
No, but like.
I'm assuming in character names are said.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Grim just says it like that, just to keep it like. Just
also
to give
true.
it
would be very good.
Because for Grim, it's more of a way to like allow to give them an opportunity later to actually introduce.
Yeah.
They can be like, oh, you're with Quagrim, and then
yes.
and from there you can go on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's ice breaking.
I
can't believe we're doing an icebreaker.
He's being a good party host.
The worst part of a new class, the icebreaker.
Yeah. Well, Elizabeth, would you like to introduce your family,
I mean, yeah.
friends?
Well, a lot of you will know, or at least a lot of the Amregal will know these people because I talk about them a lot. I love them very much. But we have my grandmother on my mother's side, Callisto. We have a grandfather on my father's side, Erebus Eurypontid. Then there's my mother Hippolyta, my father Argos, my two aunts Cynthia and Electos, and their adopted son Zephyros. Then of course there's me, Elizabeth. There's my sister Gorgo, and my younger twin brothers Cleomenes and Pericles.
Okay. Everyone seems to sort of like people are just sort of like
Keep
not
track of all his names.
yeah, not nodding and sort of being like, yeah, I can't follow all of this, but I know who these people roughly are now.
Yeah.
I expect like Kelariis just sort of like stands up, introduces mom, dad, little brother.
Brother. Yes.
Probably very short, very brief.
Yeah. Elizabeth tried to be brief, but there's a lot of them, comparatively.
Yeah, V will be like, "Hi, I'm V. I'm like an old friend of the Aboriginal people. This is Lily. They're cool. This is Mag. He's also cool. This is Neve. She's my sister. Also cool.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, there's just a pause, and you just like Grim just like points across the table. It's like cool.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
At this point, there is the moment where like all eyes fall on you, Arya.
Leave me alone.
My work is paramount.
I imagine that Arya's like sitting between her parents, who are probably a little uncomfortable, and Jaldrum, which is like the weirdest.
Parents on one side,
Yep.
children on the other.
Yeah. I just can't even imagine my parents' reaction to seeing a drow here with their little baby son, who's probably terrified of Jaldrum. Oh, bless.
I mean,
Jaldrum's like major goal, like this day has to be get along with Arya's little brother.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I feel it's worth pointing out Elizabeth's cousin is 13, so
yeah,
he's not that old.
Oh.
It's good to know. But anyway, I stand up and I will introduce my parents and my little brother, who I've forgotten all of their names. Been a while.
Yes.
Been a while.
Don't ask me because I don't have the document open.
Yep. Are you the only people? Am I the only person who actually got up the thing that's all of their family?
I don't know where that thing is. Does
I
that
don't
thing
think-
exist?
Oh, right.
I don't think mine ever existed.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Like,
the only one who made a
even-
family tree then.
Like,
I think the only one who's had a canon. Oh no, they have had canon names at one point. I'm gonna go look it up. You carry on your description.
Yeah. Anyway, I will introduce them by name once I remember what their names are.
Yeah.
And then I will say, and this is Jaldrum of Cindershell Landing, who. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Because I mean, what did I
Who
say?
just tails off.
Anyway.
who was a trusted ally while we were down in the city.
Yeah. I'm a little worried that
Rob.
Simone and Illiran aren't here yet.
Considering mine and Arya's connection, which still exists, how quickly does V catch on?
Give me an insight roll with advantage.
oh no.
This is important information.
Does V know they did it?
Well,
Not
it's
that
not so
they
much.
did it. That's
It's
not
more
the
like the emotional
point.
connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's more to life. than-
Oh, you're still on Whisper, by the way, but
Oh, I'm on Whisper. Sorry, that's a 28 though.
that is a
Oh,
28.
damn.
Oh,
So
damn.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yep. Instantly fucked
the
up.
moment that like Arya gets a little awkward about Jaldrim, V looks at Arya and knows, and Arya
Yeah.
looks at V and she knows that she knows, and they
Yeah.
just kind of like have like a moment. It's like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I would love to hear. Imagine V learning that Arya has found a boyfriend.
I mean, she just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And presumably also got the vibes of please
Yeah.
don't tell anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
I mean-
obvious.
V has enough worldly experience at this point to know that revealing that information would be a terrible idea.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna. I mean, I trust V, so it's not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like, I feel like she's never really said what their relationship is to anyone else. But it's pretty obvious to all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've assumed from context, and V just knows because magical link.
Magical link.
And V just has good people.
Good
knowledge.
people sense,
It's
yeah.
true.
Plus
Yeah.
9.
That too.
Also, like, actually.
Plus 9, baby.
Baby.
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty.
I've got plus 9 insight as well, but
God. I wish. Well, actually, my insight's pretty good, but my intimidation is still shit, which I would like to get better.
well, you should. Well,
Uh.
then, when we get some downtime, you should try and get proficiency.
I should.
Because then you'd have plus 5.
Just
I
practice my scary face in the mirror.
I feel like Arya's intimidation is not through talking, though. I feel like Arya's intimidation is just by physically doing things.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
I just want to
No.
make people scared.
Just,
And if,
just the
and if
death
she does make
stare.
people, and if she does make people scared through words, it's not by threatening them.
Yeah.
You need to do what Kelariis does and just loom.
Yeah.
I can't really loom. I'm not as tall.
I mean, you can still like stand there
loom
and
over Grim.
look scary.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
give
I mean,
up-
Grim's good at intimidating, and he doesn't loom over anyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Grim also has a badass sword, though.
You
But I
have
also
that
have a
sword.
sword.
I was good
Yeah.
before I had the sword.
You could draw your yeah. Also, yeah, he was good before the sword, and you could just draw your
Uh-huh.
sword and put out all the torches in this room. Like that's cool.
True. Well, I don't want to intimidate these people necessarily, but
No, you don't.
No.
Also,
In
presumably
general.
depends on
Welcome
what
to
you
the
have on
family meeting.
table.
we'll all get along in this house.
We'll all get along in this castle. Don't you change anything.
Gets along with my boyfriend.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah,
Oh,
the
definitely.
introduction alleviates somewhat of the awkwardness, although Arya's side of the table is remarkably quiet for the most part.
Wow, shocking.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think, considering V just realized what's going on, I feel like V would make a concerted effort to get along with Jaldrim in a public way.
Yeah.
Like, Jaldrim, can you pass the salt? Thank you, you're so nice.
Okay.
Oh, bless.
Oh.
I'm just
Shout
gonna.
out to these.
Okay. Like when you first start doing this, like Jaldrim like gives you like a sort of curious look, and then there's like a your eyes meet for a moment, and then you're suddenly both on the same page.
Aw. See, everyone likes me. Look at that face.
Well,
She's
it's
doing her best.
it's more that Jaldrim is a practiced diplomat, and he understands what V is attempting to do by integrating him into the conversation, so he is immediately playing into it.
Yeah.
I mean, also it's nice because V is half elf, right? So it's
Yeah.
got to count for something.
Yep.
Interspecies relations.
And a creature of the forest.
And a creature. I mean, I imagine my poor parents are probably just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my poor little brother is probably very scared. because
Yeah. He gets told horror stories about these people.
yes. And now there's one sitting at the dinner table next to his sister.
Yep. God, nobody tell him the truth.
Jeez.
I've also just thought there's a decent chance that various members of Elizabeth's family were alive, potentially, for the time that, humans and elves were in that massive war.
No.
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 Oh, okay.
Not
We're all
quite.
good. We're all good then. It's fine. I mean, even if they were alive at the time, they would have made a pointed effort to keep out of it because that's a mess they don't want to get involved in.
Yeah. No, they would miss it by about 70 years.
Oh, that's all right then. So her great grandparents.
No, even further than that.
So her great grandparents would have been involved. They're long dead.
Fine.
Because 415 is the official ceasefire, so actually it's a long, long time ago.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh.
Thank God.
Just had to bring the timeline up real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, missed by a good 200 years at least.
That's good at least.
The elven hatred has sizzled.
Well, actually, what about the Dragonborn one?
The Dragonborn one is probably more recent, but yeah, 671. The last major conflict between human and Dragonborn. So it is 818.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's again a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's fine. It's all good. It's all good then.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Fine.
No awkwardness
Everybody's
from the family of soldiers.
Yeah.
Look, we're all friends here.
We are all friends here.
The only thing that we're missing is a crow mat, and then it would be really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Elizabeth had overheard the interesting of the teleporting, I'd totally be trying to be like, does Elizabeth know about this? Getting him involved, but yeah, I don't think she did, so it's fine.
So yeah, dinner continues. I tell you what, V, give me a persuasion roll with help from Jaldrum.
Okay. How do I not whisper things?
So there'll be a toggle at the top. Change it from GM to whatever the other one is, or to GM rather.
Wait. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I put your sheet
So,
on toggle.
Persuasion check, right?
Yeah.
With help from Jaldrum?
With help from Jaldrum, yeah. So
Advantage.
Change the toggle to advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Any
Still
day
a
now.
whisper. Oh,
24.
yeah.
Okay. So between your efforts and sort of Jaldrum's communication, the table leaves with generally quite a good impression of him.
Oh my God.
My MVP!
It does.
V has been doing nothing for months but talk to people and try to convince them she can do this.
Nice.
So yeah,
Good.
aside from the Tallithsyrs, who are not moved quite so much, the rest of the table seems to leave with a reasonable impression of Jaldrum.
Hooray!
God.
Good.
But yes, the events go down reasonably well, and you are sort of left with the evening to yourselves before you head to bed. So, if anyone has any conversations they would like to have before the evening sets in and we go to a long rest.
I don't think it's a scene or conversation, but it has occurred to me that maybe Kelariis should be warned about Elizabeth's father, given his rather his take on religion.
Oh yes.
Choice on God on Kelariis' part.
Yeah.
He might not approve.
Yeah.
I
He
think
doesn't follow one God specifically, but last time it came up, his opinion on I can't remember his name now. Tritherian was not great.
I think Kelariis' response to that is that she I think the conversation ends with Kelariis with her arms folded, saying, "I'm not going to do anything to antagonize him, but I'm not going to avoid talking about it." I feel like that's Claris's response.
Yeah. That's the best I'm gonna get, I think.
Yeah, sounds pretty accurate.
Yep.
I guess I would stop by what's the name again? Orden.
Oh yes.
Because I remember he was he was the reason that we went to Cindershield to begin with.
Yeah.
So I was gonna wonder if he had any interest about hearing about it because well, Jaldrum is here and he kind of knows what's up around those parts. But I have no clue what Orden's interest is like. So
So you're just
Well,
sort
I
of
asked.
yeah.
I was gonna ask if he cared about that at all.
Yeah, like you have a brief conversation with him, and he admits that whilst he does have a passing interest in like how the city is doing, he doesn't really have any sort of connection to the city anymore. Like he lived there because that was where he was brought up, and then when given the opportunity to leave, he chose to leave because he didn't agree with what was going on. But now that things have changed, he admits he might reconsider the situation, but he has no plans to go back there anytime soon.
And then second, I should probably have a word with Kato.
Oh yes.
Because she had a bit of a problem with Drow.
Yes.
Just a tad.
Oh yeah.
Just give her a heads up, Like, there's a drow here, and, well, I expect you to behave. Yeah. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. She...
And friend.
Again, like... She doesn't exactly have a positive opinion of this fact, but she's your mercenary. She bows to your seniority and says, I'm not going to cause trouble.
Good. Well, that's good. Now let's hope that we don't have too many more of those people out there that don't like him. Oh well. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that is people sufficiently warned.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, do V and Arya talk about that exchanged look?
Yeah, I imagine.
I think V's happy to let it rest unless Arya would address her about it.
I mean, I feel like we should have a conversation about it.
I mean, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, I imagine
Okay.
after dinner. Okay. Here's the sequence of how I imagine this would go down. Because she does kind of want to reassure her family that Jaldrum is safe. So I imagine she would have like a short exchange with her parents before they left for their rooms for the evening.
Yeah.
And just say like, I promise you, like he is safe. Like I don't even know if we have to have a scene about it. But...
Yeah. I think the general consensus is that they're concerned about you getting involved with people like him, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And that we understand that like you need to do this as part of your job, but please be careful. Like we're concerned about you, like sort of concerned parents standard spiel.
Yeah.
Yep. You've got the most ordinary parents of all of us.
My poor parents. And I would probably talk to my little brother too and be like, like all the stories you hear aren't necessarily true. I'm sure my parents would love that.
I mean, you could say it out of earshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
They're just stories, little brother.
They're just stories to make you hate someone based on
Go to
race.
bed on time, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, and
Yep.
behave and be good. You should still be good though, by the way.
Yep. I know you hear all these stories about monsters and demons. Well, those ones are true, but
But these ones aren't true. So
The ones about drowned, no.
the monsters are the real monsters.
Yeah.
Not the people are the real monsters.
Now those cockatrices,
Literal monsters.
those cockatrices are nasty. They'll fuck up nature. It's a good thing I
It's
saved
true.
that wolf from them.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Damn nature. But yeah, I would just have those little short conversations. 'cause
Yeah.
I want to reassure them that it's fine. Sigh. And then after that, I would. I imagine Jaldrum has his own room for appearance's sake.
Yes. Oh, right.
We must keep our relationship a secret. Anyway, you want to go to bed?
Anyway, he's just gonna walk into the room, into the area of the castle that has all of our rooms. No reason.
Well, yeah. I was gonna. I mean,
Well, it makes sense for Jeldrum to be near us because, safety reasons
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah.
Like,
like
Yeah.
I imagine that we probably set him up
Well-
in a room like pretty close to mine.
Yeah, there are 3 wings of house, or like 3 areas of housing, so you have plenty of space. You can put them wherever you want.
And so I would walk up to him after dinner and offer to show him where his room is. But I need to talk to V shortly
Okay.
for that.
Yeah, he acquiesces and you show him where he is staying. Sort of like open up the door. He like looks around inside and says, I'm quite surprised. For military dwelling, you have a lot of guest rooms.
We have a lot of friends that come to visit.
I'm beginning to get that feeling.
So we kind of needed a lot more space because there were several times where it was like, oh, where are we going to put all these people? Because there was not really a good place to put them.
Yeah.
And I imagine she would like subtly point down the hall. That's my room.
Okay.
And then like lower her voice and say like, I'll be back in a little bit. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wow.
I think he just sort of leans in and says, "Smith Tallithsyr, I have no idea what you're suggesting."
I love him. Arya would look embarrassed at that, but also happy because that's what she wanted him to get. Oh, bless him.
Oh.
Awkwardly flirting.
Yep.
And then, yeah, she'd probably give, if there's no one around, she'd probably give his hand a squeeze before she left.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, yeah, she would go find V. Wherever V is.
Okay.
V is either talking to more people.
Yeah.
It's kind of her job right now.
Yeah.
Or she would probably be visiting the gardens because you did mention that before. And she might just sort of be like, "Oh, I'll go have a look."
Yeah.
Just sort of tend to flowers, make them look a little happier.
Or both. There might be people in the garden.
Might be. Though I don't think it's like, it's more like a food garden, I think.
Still,
Yeah.
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 You can still
But I
make a
don't know
food
if-
garden look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about like, I don't know if people would be there like after dark.
Probably
for
not.
convenience's sake, let's say that she's in the garden.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you sort of like wander out to look for V, knowing that she said she was going to go and look at the gardens, and just sort of find her crouched down in the dirt, like sort of humming to the plants as usual.
Yeah, I guess I'll walk up and say, how are the plants looking?
Oh, they're pretty good. I mean, this leaf is a bit like, it's kind of over the other one, so it's getting a bit less sunlight, so it's a bit unhappy. So I'm trying to kind of gently make a little bit of space.
I'm sure it appreciates that. How do I?
V just continues gardening.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine she would. Arya struggles with how to start conversation. It's pretty on brand.
I think Lyra just sort of like pads over, like sits next to you, just looks at you, and is like, there's that look of like Lyra is clearly waiting for you. Like, go on
Go
then, do
on.
something.
Go on. Okay.
Can't believe I'm being peer pressured into this by a dog.
By my own dog.
That just made me
Goddamn.
think of that bit from Aladdin. Like, I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just gonna go, so dinner was interesting.
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of people. You guys have made a lot of you guys have met a lot of people. I have to, but you know.
Yeah. It's hard, it's still surprising how many people we know and how often we forget their names.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you travel a lot.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about where Simone and Illiran have gone off to, but I'm sure they'll be okay. They were supposed to be here for the party.
Hmm.
Though I do wonder if Jaldrim's presence isn't a part of that.
No. You think they... If they didn't want to come, wouldn't they have said so?
Simone said they would come, but I mean, she's not exactly thrilled that there will be a drow in attendance.
Maybe you should send them a message.
Yeah, I might do that if they don't turn up tomorrow. Just to make sure everything is okay.
So... I think V just looks at Arya and just goes, "Are you trying to talk to me about you and Jaldrim?"
Baby! Yeah, I haven't really talked to anyone about Jaldrim yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think everyone knows. Like, it's not. It's a little obvious, but you know, it's still pretty new and also pretty weird.
I think he seems nice.
He's definitely nice, but
And
trying to
you
get
seem
everyone to.
a little happier than last time I saw you.
Arya's loosened up a lot. Yeah, it's been a journey, but I think it's been a good one. Ultimately, just worry about other people accepting my choice.
Yeah, I kind of saw that. Your parents seemed a bit on edge.
Well, I mean, drows have been the villains of elven stories for centuries, so it's hard to change their minds through one dinner. No matter how charming the drow in question might be.
Well, you have time. Not everything happens in one dinner.
It's true. But if you wouldn't mind keeping it a secret,
Yeah, I get it.
just for now, because I think I might be able to convince them he's friendly, but convincing them of everything right off the bat is a lot harder.
Yeah, I can see that. But he also seems like someone who's also pretty, I don't know, like charismatic. So maybe he'll be able to do a bit of his own convincing.
That is what I'm hoping, because it's well, it worked on me, so that should say a lot, I guess. What a way to phrase that.
What a way to phrase it.
What a way. You charmed me. God. I am glad to see you back, though. It's been a long time since we've had some conversation like this.
It has. I've been really busy.
Yeah. I understand.
Trying to figure out where to go next. I don't know. We went
Mhm.
all the way up north, ended Feywild. Maybe. I've been thinking about going a bit south again, to Mardan and such, maybe,
Well,
or at
no.
least to the Scale Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very possible that you might find some people who are open to hearing about that down there.
Yeah, some old friends.
Some old friends. Well, I wish you luck in your journeys.
Yeah. You too. I mean, stay safe out there. You guys are always getting up to a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to stay safe, but you know how it be. No, she doesn't say that, but
You know how it be.
it do be like that though.
It do be like that sometimes.
It does. But yeah, we try, but sometimes it's hard to avoid.
I can still tell, when you get a bit like in danger and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily I haven't felt that from you, but I imagine
I've been
if-
doing a-okay.
Yeah. But I imagine that if it happened, I would still be able to feel it. So, if you ever need help, just reach out.
Yeah.
The power of sending.
I don't think I can send, and neither can you.
Oh damn! Can't. I thought you could. Maybe it's just
Nope.
a message.
Yeah, it's a message.
Oh damn it!
You'll have
Yeah,
to
I
go to
can't send
Vondel.
either. Oh well. We'll figure it out some way.
You'll have to go to Vondel.
Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons why I had a bit of a falling out with the Raven Queen was because she kind of wanted me to get rid of the whole connection thing that we had,
Mm.
and I wasn't really sure what it would do to you, considering the circumstances in which it happened.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to risk it. Now the Raven Queen's mad at me because she doesn't think I'm taking it seriously, and I'm not doing things the way that she wants me to. And I'm not on board with the whole we have to get rid of all of the gods thing, because I think it would be not very good.
It would definitely be an upset to a lot of things. Well, I appreciate that you would put yourself on the line like that for my life because, yeah, a little bit worried about what would happen if just dissolved it instantly like that.
Yeah.
I know
I
it
hope I
doesn't
can-
make your job any easier, but
Yeah, it probably doesn't. But I don't think the Raven Queen does things the right way. I think she looks at things a bit, I don't know, like black and white, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Like, all the gods will die, and then things will be better because souls will go back into the cycle. But I didn't think that's always true.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's why you are needed because you can bring that balance.
But yeah, I think she thinks that too, but I think she says that there's no balance if I'm not like on the same level as her, and I won't be able to because I give a little of my power to you, and then I don't know. She makes things very complicated.
Mm. Well, if we could ever figure out if it would not hurt me to, well, kill me. I mean, hurting is fine, I guess, to an extent, but if we could figure out a way to reverse it, we could potentially do that at some point. So you could live up to your full potential if that's something you would want.
Not sure we have the time for it.
Yeah,
Not right now.
we're a little busy. But I mean, it's something to think about anyway. I'm willing to help try if it's something that you need.
Yeah. But hey, if you ever need my help, I'm sure you can send me a message, and I'll be basically kind of a snap of the fingers away. Sometimes.
That's true.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah, it's magic sometimes makes things complicated, but it is nice to be able to travel.
Yeah. I remember having to walk everywhere.
Yeah, that was not fun.
It was sometimes fun, but not all the time.
Yep.
Remember when we had the black shard to the Shadowfell? We had to carry
Yeah,
that around for ages. Now
That
we just,
was-
like, poof away.
it's true. That was, yeah, that was not great. But I mean, we got there in the end. It was just a little bit harder than we would have liked.
V is gonna sort of stand up from her gardening,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna give Arya a hug.
Aw, hugs. Arya's doing better with hugs these days.
Great, I'm glad to hear it.
Yep.
There's now two people. There's now two people she hugs.
I had Kelariis too.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Three.
Three
Three.
people.
Hmm.
Look, two people.
Haven't you hugged
Three people
Simone
have
at some
hugged
point?
Arya.
And Lyra.
And Lyra. See,
Yeah.
like the list is growing.
Yeah.
See? It's getting
It's
bigger.
going out of control.
Initially it was like,
No one.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd say,
Then
like,
it was no one. Then it was V. Then it was Lyra. And then it kind of stayed like that for ages. And now,
And now it's even bigger.
now it's like well over twice that size. Admittedly, twice of two is still not that much, but still.
I feel like Lyra joins in on the hug by licking V's ankles.
Oh,
Oh,
Aw.
nice.
Hmm.
that's cute. But yeah, when they pull apart, she'll just be like, "Well, I'll leave you to your gardening here, but it's nice to talk to you."
Yeah. And if you have any questions or stuff, you know where to find me.
Yep.
Well, not really, but you know how to message me.
Well, yeah, we'll figure out a way to get in contact. And then, yeah, I guess Arya will head off.
Okay. Yeah. You turn away. You'll return to your respective rooms and take a long rest.
So.
Oh shit! All those hit points I was missing.
Yep.
All those hit points.
Yeah,
You didn't notice, but V was actually really beat up when she arrived.
Yeah.
Oh right.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Well, that's you know what's good for me. I get my 2 spell slots back.
oh
Nice.
yeah.
I get my 7th and my 8th level spell slots back. Does anyone else need teleporting? Let's do this.
Oh.
Not as of yet.
No.
But yeah, no. The day dawns, and you are. Yeah, you are greeted by a heavy morning mist that falls over the keep. In the early hours of the morning, as those of you who sleep less than others are aware of, sort of drift lazily by. Eventually people start to wake up, move around. No drills this morning. People getting in preparation for this evening and tomorrow's party. I guess you sort of wake up, begin to sort of roam around, go around your business, see whoever it is that you want to see.
Parent.
Yes. Oh, are you checking? You are checking in, communicating with.
Yeah, I think at this point she would.
Okay.
Just to see if they
Um,
are still coming.
Yes. To which Khadijah's response is, I'll be there, don't worry about it. It's not fashionable to turn up early to a party, you know.
Ah, okay.
Dramatic entrance.
Yeah, they're gonna make their dramatic entrance like on the day. I'm almost wondering if Elizabeth should be making everyone ready to, having dinner with a literal genie.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
they probably aren't going to present that fairly obviously to people. They are here to
yeah.
party, and they are here to party with mortals. So
Yeah.
they might tone it down a bit.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many people gave Elizabeth a weird look when she said, "Here's my parents, here's my mum and dad," but they were both humans, and she's their blue.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, they're both ordinary humans, and she's got blue hair, skin, and swirly patterns, and like the breeze is ruffling through her hair indoors.
Yeah. Most people just go, magic, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. She's a wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. So you spend some hours hanging around, communicating with one another, until eventually the fog eventually like burns away, and the day starts to warm up. And Arya, as you are sort of wandering around the compound, you are made aware by one of the recruits who is currently in charge of the gate that Ilaran and Simone have arrived.
Oh, good. I was a little worried.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go find them.
Yeah. You head down to the gatehouse, and they are there. Sort of. They don't have many things, unlike some of the other guests who have brought like a decent wardrobe and some other things. They are much as you ever see them in uniform with backpacks, presumably with their finer clothes inside. Somebody sort of smiles and waves at you as you approach and says, Arya, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well. I'm glad that you all can make it.
Of course.
How does Simone look?
It depends what you mean.
Like emotionally.
Give me an insight roll.
Okay.
She is genuinely happy to see you. Like there is like a faint hint of like not quite like stress, but it's like I guess it's like hesitancy.
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows what's coming, but that doesn't mean she's ready for it.
Right. Yeah.
Checks out, honestly.
But yeah, she returns your greeting and basically just says, "I'm sorry we're so early. We arrived late last night and thought it best not to interrupt."
Oh no, you're fine. We are actually wondering where you were. A lot of people arrived yesterday, so we were expecting it. But yeah.
Yeah, she nods and says, well, if we'd have known you were waiting for us, then we would have sent word ahead. But we had a nice evening in the tavern and took some time to ourselves.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, but welcome to our brand new keep.
And she sort of like looks around and is like, yeah, it's certainly bigger than I was expecting.
Well, let's just say that we had a little help paying for it from a very unfriendly dragon.
She chuckles along to that and sort of says, well, And I guess she kind of like drops her voice a little bit, and she sort of says, "You didn't hear it from me, but this place has ruffled more than a couple of feathers."
Oh, we're aware, unfortunately. But that's a tale for another time. I will show you around, and you can put your stuff down in your room. And I guess we'll. I'd probably tell her the story like as we walked about Ilaran's dad
Oh right. Okay.
talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I think-
told us they're watching us.
I think at that point, like as you're telling that story, Ilaran is like sort of like starts shaking his head and tutting, and it's just sort of like, that's typical. It's typical bureaucracy.
We had expected it, honestly. I mean, a base this big in human land, it's, it's bound to raise some eyebrows, but it's nothing we can't handle.
He like nods to that and just says, "Yeah, I just think there's a lot of old fools on the council to this that'll trigger a lot of bad memories, but they need to move on."
For what it's worth, your dad wasn't necessarily trying to persuade us in any certain way, but yeah.
He sort of like he looks at you and then just sort of responds with, "I bet he gave you the whole spiel of I'm not working against you, but I'm not like on your side or whatever and stuff like that."
Yeah, that was pretty similar to what he said to us.
I got that every time I was being told off when I was growing up.
It's good to know that we got the same speech that you give to your your misbehaving children. Well, I'm hoping that once we get some more diplomacy up and running, they'll realize we're not a threat and leave us alone.
Yeah, you continue onwards, show them their rooms. Where do you want to take them next?
I guess I just kind of start showing them around the place. I mean, is everyone else awake? I might.
Yeah, like by this point, like most people are up.
Okay. Well, I'd probably like take them into the mess hall or whatever where
Yeah.
people are eating. Say hello.
All of you are sort of situated somewhere within the main hall. At which point, Arya arrives with Ilaran and Simone.
I think, yeah. Because presumably we'd hear the door going, and like Elizabeth sees them coming and just starts waving.
Yeah. They sort of politely wave back. They take a brief seat with the rest of you. Excuse me. They take a brief seat with the rest of you and are just sort of like, "Oh, it's good to see you all again. How have you been?"
Hi.
Yeah, things have been good.
They both like turn to V and sort of say, "V, it's been a very long time since we've seen you."
Yep, I've been all around the world, but not a lot here.
So we've heard. Arya's tried to keep us up to date with letters, but obviously there's not. Can't include every detail.
Yeah.
I also wanted to send letters, but the postal system up north is not great.
Oh, I can imagine. I don't think there's any great system up north. Like,
God damn.
well, like beyond the Elven, like kingdom, of course. Like you've got things in order, but like beyond the mountains.
So Simone just sort of shrugs and says, "Well, there isn't really much beyond the mountains."
Exactly.
Aside from a lot of snow, and it's probably very hard to get messages in that kind of weather.
I don't know, back. Do you would like want to send messages to your family every now and again?
Sorry, say that again.
V asks Mac if he wants to send messages to his family, like every now and again.
Mac just sort of turns around from the other bench, and everyone suddenly realizes that that's not a statue behind V; it's an actual person.
Wow.
Just sort of turns around and says, I mean, I'd like to send messages to them, but I don't suppose half of them can read.
Oh.
We don't do a lot of writing in my tribes. At least, not in the sense that you would recognize.
Well, when I'm less busy, someone remind me to get up there. You can show me around and I'll write it down so that it's not all forgotten. You can't have whole cultures going missing because people didn't write them down.
He laughs a deep rumbling laugh and just sort of says, there's no danger of them forgetting anything. Everything is recorded in song, in story, in legend. It's all spoken.
Oh, I don't mean, them forgetting their past. I mean, everyone not in the mountains forgetting you exist. Civilizations that don't write things down have a habit of vanishing eventually, and we know nothing about them.
Mac,
It's always a shame from a historical standpoint.
Mac looks almost a little sad and sort of says, I think, unfortunately, some of the tribes would prefer to be forgotten about.
Yeah, I suppose I never considered that.
But we're not here to dwell on the situations of the past. We're here to celebrate, I think. Are we not?
Yes, you're not wrong. I'm just wondering what's going to happen when my last invitee shows up.
Who are we waiting
I'm
for?
sure they'll make quite the show of it.
Well, yeah, they'll probably make a bit of an entrance, and also, yeah, like I messaged them this morning to make sure they were still able to come, and yeah, let me put it this way: that they know how to party, and yeah, they were literally just like, it's not good to show up early, so they're going to be making a grand entrance exactly as things start.
Well, I'm sure or at least you'll be able to manage it.
Yeah.
Well,
Mac
yeah.
just sort of thinks about that for a moment and says, I don't know that I know how to party. I know we have feasts more often than not, which I assume is sort of the same thing.
Probably.
Well, in that case, I too know how to feast.
Yeah, it's a grand get together over food and to celebrate a special occasion.
Yes. I gathered as much.
Yeah, so I suppose it is much like a feast.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, you sort of happily exchange chatter with the Ilaran and Simone and the rest of the group for a short time. I guess probably at this point, the door opens mid conversation. Arya, you turn around to catch sight of Jaldrum entering the room. He looks at you, sees the company you're with, glances back and forth, looks back at you, and just sort of points his thumb behind him, questioning, should I go?
No. I don't know. Do we want to do this here?
Do you want to rip the band-aid off, or
maybe it's better in a crowded room? No, I'd motion him over.
He strides over.
Hi, Jaldrum, did you sleep well?
I love V.
She's doing her fucking best, dude.
he raises a hand and sort of says, "Good morning, V. Yes, I slept very well, thank you."
Well, it seems the beds across the board are getting good approval.
Yeah, I'm sure he was talking about the beds.
Well,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, like, everyone's getting a nice rest.
yeah.
I mean, also he doesn't sleep, but
He doesn't
you know.
sleep,
Oh, yeah, of course. That's a good point.
yeah, doesn't sleep.
So Illaran and Simone like turn to address this new new arrival. I guess everyone at the table give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Sure. How bad could it be, right?
Bad.
Oh, Fee, no.
Oh, V.
It's okay. I got it.
Oh, mine is
Oh.
also. Oh wait,
Oh.
no, mine's good.
Oh, Arya, nice.
I'm very aware of this situation.
Yeah.
Arya's on high alert.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Illaran and Simone like seem like fairly relaxed about Jaldrum's arrival.
Oh, okay.
Arya and Elizabeth, however,
Here we go.
Not that relaxed.
like there is some visible tension in Simone's shoulders when she stands to greet this new arrival. And you notice that Illaran, when he stands at Simone's shoulder, and, like, lets her like introduce herself. But he is very much in a defensive stance. And like this, like he literally takes like a bodyguard's position next to her.
On the one hand, that's cute, but on the other hand, oh no, we don't want that kind of tension here.
I expected it. I mean, honestly, this
yeah,
is
we
best case
expected it.
scenario.
Yeah.
This is best case.
Yes. Fortunately, they are not surprised. They knew this was coming.
Yeah, I did.
I'm like,
Yeah.
drow!
Drow!
Drow.
Shit! Run!
But yeah, Jaldrum like extends a hand and says, you are Arya's friends. I've heard a lot about you. You've
Wow.
worked together a lot.
I think I'm gonna shake that hand.
Simone hesitates for the briefest of moments before taking the hand and shaking it, like, and this is visible to everyone. It is a very stiff handshake.
Yeah. Unsurprised.
Jaldrum like turns to extend the hand to Illaran. Illaran just nods at him, to which Jaldrum sort of is taken aback for a moment and then just sort of slowly nods back.
He's doing his best.
It is the opposite of a bro nod.
Say,
We are not bros nod.
We
Yeah.
are not bros. Oh my god.
I guess Elizabeth would sort of just addressing Illaran and Simone, just say like, so yeah, this is Jaldrum. He was of great help during our endeavors and investigations down in Cindershell Landing when we had to dip down there.
Simone nods, like still like eyes locked on Jaldrum, and he's just like, yes, Arya told us as much.
Yeah.
Oh, the awkward silence.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess Arya's gonna come in here and just say, what's she gonna say? Oh god.
there is like a hanging pause before Jaldrum, ever the diplomat, interrupts and just sort of says, "Well, I was hoping to grab something to eat. I wonder if if any of you will join me."
Yes. Latch on to the semblance of normalcy in this conversation.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you're welcome to join us.
Oof. Yeah, you must be starving after your long trip as well.
Well, it's not exactly like it was a long trip in terms of distance only. It took all of 5 seconds.
I think he was talking to Illaran and Simone.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Like just getting everybody to the
Yeah.
food.
Everyone's happier when they're well fed.
Yeah.
Not you when you're hungry.
I think like somebody like turns around and sort of says, "Well, we did have a small meal at the tavern, but something else wouldn't go amiss. The
Well,
trail food is not exactly filling."
Yeah,
you
and we've since got a proper chef since you guys were last here, so
Oh yeah. Yes.
it's not Von Dahl's cooking anymore. Which is no shade on Von Dahl. He's like, it was still good food. It's just that, a professional chef is still better.
Yes, somebody just sort of nods and smiles and says, "Yes, no slight to Von Dahl. It's what he prepared was more than adequate. But a chef seems like an awful lot of expense for a mercenary company."
We like to treat
Well-
our people well.
Yeah, better treated mercenaries, better morale, more effective.
Also,
I suppose that I can't dispute.
they were kind of happy to meet more different cultures and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, of course, we.
Oh,
we've
that
seen
feels
a
like
lot
such
of-
a targeted comment.
Yeah.
it wasn't even on purpose.
Also, of course, we.
I think I think Simone's response to that is, yes, well, they get a lot of that around here.
Yes. Well, that's exactly why they wanted to join.
Yeah,
It's,
we do receive a lot of
I mean-
high-profile visitors from other places as well.
Yeah, I will admit I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they're hoping that one of our more upper class visitors takes notes of them and then steals them away. But till then, great chef.
I'm sure my my remaining parent will have great scrutiny for their cooking. But we'll probably greatly enjoy it nonetheless. I've not known them to complain about anyone's cooking so far. Especially since most of the time I've seen them eating food, they've not had to pay for it.
Well then.
Yeah.
But let's go eat some food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those of you that don't already have food, obtain food, and you sit down, have some amicable, if somewhat stiff in places, conversation.
Hey, amicable's
Um,
good.
Amicable's good. I'm good with amicable. Amicable. God,
Amicable.
That's really hard to say.
Yeah.
It was. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Once is more than hard enough.
This is a Ring Flare free zone. Okay, yeah. So you have your meal, and yeah, sort of. I think like as you sort of you're all sort of finished up. Jaldrum stands up first and sort of says, "Well, if it's all right with everyone else, I had planned to take a look around at the surrounding territory, sort of get my bearings a bit, as this is the first time I've been here. I wondered perhaps if anyone wished to accompany me."
Ooh, I know this place well.
He smiles, like bows his head, and said, "Then I would be honoured to have you as a guide."
Yeah, I think if anyone knows the local nature, it's V. I unfortunately don't leave the walls that much. That's when I'm here. I haven't been here for the last few months.
Yeah. I should probably stay here to keep things, keep an eye on things.
It's okay. Like, talking with children will be fun.
I'm trying to decide if Arya would invite Illiran and Simone. Is that a step too far?
Don't rush it, dude.
Baby
Yeah,
steps.
Baby steps, Pedro.
Baby
Like-
steps.
Here's like 5 hours of Jaldrim. Oh no.
Yeah, we're not playing 5 minutes of hell. This is a bad idea.
So yeah, V volunteers. If nobody else comments, then Jaldrin will depart along with V.
Oh, wait, whoa. I'm not just gonna let him walk out without me.
Okay.
Probably go with it. I also threatened that lady into
What the
letting
fuck?
him go because I said I would protect him myself.
Hey, I'm capable.
I know you're capable, but
But you're not Arya herself.
Arya is worried because
Mhm.
I mean we're in human territory, but I just don't want anything to happen. So
Better safe than sorry.
yeah,
So we're basically as close to Elven territory as we can get without being in Elven
Yeah.
territory.
yeah.
Yeah, that
You are quite literally in the no man's land.
Which is why I'm
Yeah.
ooh, really don't want to meet some elves without
Mhm.
either.
Would hate to see some elves right now.
Would
And,
really hate to see some elves right now.
especially given the scare the elves just had with a drow in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not great.
politically not a great time.
Yeah. In fact, politically, politically, that drow being there couldn't have been any worsely timed.
Nope. So I'm gonna go with them, just in case. And Arya would like to spend more time with Jaldrim because she doesn't really get to.
Okay.
Damn, I
Um,
guess I'm third wheeling.
Lol.
I don't know. I mean, Arya's not really one for great public displays of affection, so I feel like it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Also, I think Elizabeth's going to give a warning to Ilaran and Simone that she's given to probably quite a few guests so far, where she's just going to say by the way, if a 18-year-old very eager human comes up to you offering to arm wrestle, that's probably my brother. One of them anyway. Just he'll probably do that. Just a warning.
Warning accepted and understood.
Who would win in an in an arm wrestle fight? Ilaran or your brother?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Elrond's strength is only 16, I believe. So
Yeah, and Clemenes is probably a very physical strength fighter, so
yeah.
he probably has an 18.
Okay. So I think in that case, V, Arya, and Jaldrim depart. Grim, Ilaran and Simone sort of stay with you, engaged in conversation, while the rest disappear.
Still here.
Oh, wait, Elizabeth as well. Yes, sorry. So Grim and Elizabeth. I think, as the moment, sort of Arya and V have left the room. I think. I guess Ilaran sort of in a low tone of voice, just sort of says to you. It says, when Arya warned us that there was going to be drow present at this party, I didn't think they were going to be quite so.
Nice. Good.
So,
Hang on.
I think close.
yeah.
Yeah, close
More
is.
direction.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to be quite so close.
Well, they've gone for quite a lot together, and
Yeah, we have.
we were only a few. Well, we were only a few minutes off them never seeing each other again, or well, at least not through any.
What?
Well, they kidnapped him. They were probably going to kill him.
Yeah,
And if they
basically
manage to
this
get out, that's what I'm talking. I'm referring to when he
Yeah.
was kidnapped.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you feel weirdly like closer to people who you've had near-death experiences. You know,
But yeah, but
he was
it's
yeah, he was big help.
but like that
He was
said,
big help down in Cindershell Landing because we of course knew absolutely nothing about the area.
and I think the main thing is he trusted her, and then she somehow eventually, well, he gained her trust somehow, and I think he's gained our trust as well.
I mean, yeah, even
The
As
fucking
surprising
dick,
as it is,
Arya.
I know this. Like, it was somewhat of a surprise, but overall, he's a stand-up guy.
I think Iloran just sort of like looks at Simone and just goes, "Yeah, well, I guess near-death situations do tend to bring out honesty in some people."
yeah,
Yeah.
and it helps when you find someone who aligns with some goals in the sense of like actually working together rather than constantly having to fight each other.
Yeah, well,
Because
but yeah, it's I'd say you like I'm surprised as to. Oh yeah, like from what I heard, I was concerned that like it might not go as smoothly, but you seemed quite alright.
Simone just sort of like seems to like stifle a scoff, and just sort of says, "I'm not quite sure we're at that stage yet."
Oh well, yeah, fair enough.
at the very least, we yeah.
But yeah, it's
Well, on a side note, there's still a lot of people around here who you don't know. So I mean, if you'd rather keep yourselves to yourselves, then again, we can pass on that word. I'm sure people won't mind. But if you want to be, if you want to meet some of the people who are going to be at this party with us, then I'm happy to make introductions now.
Oh well, actually, we should probably get the the other drow meeting out of the way. Well, half drow, I guess. Just so you know.
Well, yeah, that would be included in a broader array of introductions.
Yeah, yes, but I was thinking in a more in a more purposeful way, going for that.
Yeah.
After dinner, and then
Yeah.
after that, well, we won't force you to hang out with him. That would be weird.
Basically,
Elon and Simone just sort of like look at each other and just like, yeah, that would be weird.
yeah.
But yeah, you might get to. Well, yeah, you'll meet the rest. You've met Lars, right?
I believe we were introduced briefly.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you know what to expect, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, the whole reason we even knew to go to Cindershell Landing in the first place was because of one of the members of the squad who used to live there. He's a half drow.
I believe Arya mentioned him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you spend some time introducing Iloran and Simone to the rest of the members of the group. Arya, V, and Jaldrum, I don't know if there's a scene that you want to have in the forest together, but you can wander around and I guess just enjoy the scenery.
I don't have anything specific.
We kind of had our emotional talk last night.
Yeah, that's fine.
I kind of selfishly I want Jaldrum and Lyra bonding, but maybe I'll just write a fic about that.
I mean, yeah, you can just write a fic of them all walking through the woods. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess the rest of the day passes with introductions, various gatherings. until the evening begins to roll around, and people are starting to build up into the actual festivities themselves, opening with the grand dinner that has been planned. And I think I guess the main hall has been done up with sort of like all the tables have been positioned so that there are as many seats as many people as possible. There is one table that has been pushed to the back underneath the Grand Amber Eagle banner, which will seat you and your close acquaintances, at least for the start. And a space has been opened in the middle to serve as I guess like sort of like an open space for dancing or anything that people want to engage in whilst they're here at the feast. As people begin to sort of gather and get seated, the hall is pretty much filled. And Elizabeth, you are frantically scanning the crowds for Khadija. And
where is that parent? How are they appearing today? So many questions.
I guess. Hang on. Let me change the track around. What's this? This will probably do. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the people are sort of like chattering and talking among themselves, and you're sort of the smell of food is already beginning to like permeate from the kitchens where people are hard at work. And just as everybody is about to get seated, Grim, you like the thought is going through your mind to sort of like stand up and draw everyone's attention to introduce them to the meal. When all of a sudden the main doors, which have been sort of ajar so that people can come and go to the main hall, are pushed open.
Yep, here it comes.
And as these doors are pushed open, a large barrel rolls into the room.
Oh no! I think at this point Elizabeth's already doing like a tiny little like. Not quite the full like slap in the face palm, but when you just like sort of like,
yeah,
you just clutch your forehead and look down like oh,
here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, like she's just doing that.
This draws attention from a lot of people, and stepping out from behind this barrel, holding a large silver tankard, is a fairly androgynous-looking individual, with sort of like a I guess they probably appear with bluish skin similar to Elizabeth, but perhaps a little toned down. And a voice like booms out across the main hall, amplified far beyond the normal voice range, presumably through magical means. Announcing, apologies for my lateness, everyone. I am Khadija Rashad. At which everyone is just sort of like, oh, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah, I think at that point, seeing everyone's confusion, Elizabeth will like stand up and say, "Yes, ladies, yes, hello everyone. This is my last introduction. This is my parent." Which she'll be like making her way from wherever she was to like approach them.
Yeah, they offer a huge like an overly elaborate bow. And just say, forgive us for interrupting your merriment, and as apology, may I present to you this? And they promptly knock the tap off the side of this cask and fill the tankard with what begins to pour out, which is it can only be described as a literal orange liquid. Like I don't just mean this like an amber ale. I mean it like this is like Fanta, like orange.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe he brought a thing of Fanta.
He brought a fucking barrel of Fanta.
A keg of
barrel of
a
Fanta.
huge keg of Fanta. No,
Oh,
it is not actually Fanta, but
okay, yeah.
it is just
Fanta orange.
to give you the level of orange that this stuff is.
Yeah. Bright orange.
Yeah, knocks the tap off, like fills the tankard, and then like slams the tap closed and says, "May the merriment commence." And then they then they turn to you and say, my Topaz, how are you?"
I'm good. Apologies, everyone. They love making it. And I'll
Just
give
waves
them
a hand dismissively.
Yeah, then I'll give them a hug.
Sort of like swigs away on the large tankard and sort of says, "Well, introductions to be made then."
Indeed.
Yeah, you sort of lead them back to
Yeah.
the table. Like a couple of inquisitive people like walk up to the barrel and just like, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah. I mean, actually, before leading the way, Elizabeth would like point to the barrel and say, "So, what have you brought?"
They just tap the side of their nose knowingly.
Yeah, Elizabeth's just gonna look at them like, "Yeah, that's not really an answer, though, is it?"
Just proffers you the mug.
Yeah, okay, I can have a sip of this.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay,
Oh no.
this is instantly gonna make me drunk.
Well, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay. You cough immediately, spitting this orange liquid out of your nose back into the tankard.
Huh.
This is it's not ale, it's not wine, it's almost some sort of spirit, but I guess like it is a spirit mixed with something that is smooth and sweet. It's like drinking I guess it's like drinking like honey milk, if you've ever tried that. It's almost like closer to like a cream consistency.
Yeah.
I honestly, I guess the best way to describe it is it's kind of like Bailey's, but not as strong. Or like, yeah, it's Bailey's that you can drink mugs of rather than like smaller amounts.
But still, like, stronger than...
But still exceptionally strong. It's like stronger than beer or wine.
Yeah. In that case, Elizabeth probably just, like... I don't know. Probably, like, take another sip, like, more cautiously.
Yeah. It is
And then
very
she
strong.
Yeah, and then she just goes, well, if I realised it was going to be that strong, I would have taken a more careful first sip, but I can see myself enjoying this.
They laugh like uproariously, just sort of like slap you on the shoulder and said, "I knew you'd take to it."
Yeah. But yeah, she sort of like announces that to the room so that everyone knows it's a strong thing.
Yep.
To be careful. But also I think at this point she probably like leans a little closer to them and says, "We do need to have a talk at some point, though."
They like smile and continue to wave to the crowd, and through gritted teeth they're just like, "I don't think it's time for serious talk, do you? We're here to have fun."
I don't mean now, I mean later.
Plenty of time for that.
Yeah. For now, let me introduce you to the non-family members.
Yeah. Khadija like steps up to the main table where the rest of you are and just sort of says, "Ah, yes, some of you I know."
Yes, welcome.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess you-
bows graciously and says, Quagrim Daemaris, it is good to be hosted by yourself again."
Yes. Whoa.
Who's actually up at the main table with us then?
Your presence is much appreciated.
Whoever you think is appropriate.
Okay. Probably probably you know, actually think about it, like, I don't know if I would put children up there, but probably Ilaran and Simone.
Yeah.
So she'd at the very least like say, yeah. Kadir Rashad, this is I can't remember Ilaran's I can't remember their surnames. Let me.
Xanadel.
Yeah.
Moonbrook.
Yeah. This is. Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Eleron Xanadel.
This is Ilaran Cyanidel and Simonia Naria. Both members of the.
Wild
I can't
Hunt.
remember, yeah, both members of the Elven Wild Hunt. And long-term friends of, maybe not myself, but the others definitely.
Khadija greets them amicably.
And then yeah, she turns to them and says, "This is my biological parent, I suppose. Or my third parent, Khadija Rashad."
Yeah, you go around and do the introductions. I guess like you finish getting around the table, you get back to the family and sort of like bring up a chair for Khadija to sit in. Khadija like greets the rest of the family with a jovial wave, approaches your mother and father and just sort of like it's like names. What are the names again?
Hippolyta and Argos.
Yeah, it just says, Hippolyta, Argos, it has been too long. At which point they're just like, yes, it has. It's good to see you in good health. And there's just some general like family banter and catching up.
Yeah.
And so after that disturbance, people are sort of like milling around, getting drinks, like back to talking. Grim, it is up to you if you want to interrupt and do a speech.
Speech. I haven't even considered speech. I wasn't expecting this to happen so soon.
You don't have to like actually give a speech, but
I know. Well, I was thinking I should probably say some things at least. So I guess, and I feel like Grim should definitely give a speech because like what's the point of hosting a thing if you're not going to give a speech?
True. You have to have at least some kind of thank you.
Yes.
For everyone attending.
Plus, how else is he going to insult everybody in one go?
Yeah.
True.
We'll try and avoid that. But yeah, like I imagine, like he'd do the classic thing to get attention. Just slap some what's it called again? Hit a glass as a fork, or I guess a mug, more likely.
Ding ding
And
ding 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 ding.
to compensate for his snatcher, might just get up on top of the table.
Yeah.
There's no food on it yet. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start like tapping this your tankard with a utensil, and some people like start to draw attention, but other people are like sort of like too far away in the hall to hear. So Lars just takes one of his giant hands and slams into the table a couple of times.
Of course he does.
I thought he could at least just clap.
Thanks, Lars. Subtle as always.
That gets a laugh out of his squad.
Probably makes Elizabeth laugh as well, to be honest.
Yes. Thanks. Thank you everyone for coming. Well, I think everybody knows why we're here. Like this today is the day we celebrate this. What I would like to call momentous achievement. I think when we started as a I don't know what would we even call ourselves. Just looks over at like the Arya and Kelariis.
I mean, I imagine,
Like I'm
I think Kelariis just sort of ventures companions.
Companion chat. Like I never imagined that this is where it would end. I always had mercenaries on my mind, but like the idea of actually having more than just having anyone really that would help me out was mostly just a dream. And thanks to everybody's hard work here and support from our friends and family. we've come a long way, and I think that's that deserves a toast. And then I'll just raise a drink and
Yeah, everyone else raises alongside.
and
Tries,
take a sip.
tries to be careful with
Yep.
wine because it's still like really strong stuff, whatever it is.
Oh,
Yeah, you toast to the Amber Eagle, and everyone joins you.
Whoop whoop.
well.
Yep. I don't think I should have more than 2 of these, but on the other hand, it's a party. When else am I going to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might, to be fair, 2 of these might even be enough. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then I feel like that's kind of the gist of it, and then like maybe some small thank yous to
Yeah, you
yeah.
say like thank you to the people who put this together. Thank you to the kitchen
Yeah.
staff who have prepared this wonderful food for us.
like the
Um,
obligatory thank yous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually, yeah, you give the signal for everyone to start eating.
Yes.
And I guess, yeah, the evening of merriment and enjoyment gets underway. There is a small band playing. People can dance if they wish to. They can leave their friends behind.
Wow.
If your friends
Thank
don't
you.
dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
Precisely.
They can get out.
They can just get out. Oh, God.
No.
Yeah, and you can eat, drink, and be merry to your heart's content.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I will warn you, if you have more than 2 of those, you are going to be making saving throws.
Cool. But yeah,
Wait,
she's probably. I mean, the first thing Elizabeth wants to do is talk with her brothers, because last she heard, they'd found a job somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. They regale
Showing what they've been up to.
they regale you of stories of the East, of chasing down monsters and dealing with bandits and ruffians, which are like admirable and almost certainly exaggerated tales. But even with your brother's level of exaggeration, it still pales in comparison to some of the adventures
Yeah.
you've been on.
Yeah, she probably like makes a point of like, like looking at Claremont specifically, knowing how Claremont likes to compete and boast, and just goes, so
Yeah.
what's the biggest thing you've taken on with your friends?
Yeah, there's definitely some competition where one says one thing and then it's like, oh well, yeah, but there was also this one. Oh well, yeah, but I also did this.
At which point she probably interrupts it to just say, can any of it compete with a dragon?
You mean the dragon you're not supposed to talk about? She's already had too many to drink.
Yep.
This is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
where
she's
else
gonna
are
be
you
like,
gonna fill your
hush
secret?
about it, but dragon.
Yeah, so Elizabeth, in what she thinks is a quiet tone, begins to brag to her brothers about fighting a dragon.
Yeah. Well, she knows Pericles probably wouldn't care, but Claremont would. She wants
Yeah.
to put it in his face a bit.
Wow.
Claremont used her books as weapons as a child. She has stuff to get back.
Oh well.
Yes. Give me a charisma roll.
Oh, okay. This is the thing. I feel like Elizabeth would like try to stay strong initially, but like she's having more than 2. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Eventually, she's gonna forget that she's only had 2 and have another. Also, it's a really nice sweet thing.
Yeah,
She has a sweet tooth. Yeah, just.
and also Khadija will keep refilling the mug as long as you keep leaving it.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, flat charisma.
Okay. At least half of your story is coherent.
Hooray!
Warriors
pretty good.
research.
I mean, yeah, that's good for me.
What are the rest of you doing?
Oof, what would
I wanna dance with Kelariis
Okay, yeah.
Aw.
Oh,
because we used to like all the way back at Arkansas once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call back.
that is
Whilst she is incredibly reluctant to be the first person drawn up to the dance floor, she does allow it.
good.
For old time's sake.
And Jayla can't even say no.
No.
They're not here.
Not that she would.
No, No, she definitely wouldn't.
I don't think. Yeah, she isn't physically capable of saying no to this.
We know Jayla. She can't say no to a callback. Especially not to V.
Yeah.
To be fair, could anyone here say no to V?
Not with my fucking plus 1,000,000 to persuasion.
I was gonna
Yep.
say.
Yeah, plus 11 persuasion. Like, you are dancing with V when she asks.
Whether you like it or not.
Well, no,
Yep.
not whether you like it or not, because you will like it.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, liking it is not optional.
I feel like V just continues to be extremely social with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, there is definitely no end of people for you to be social with.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
crunch.
Jesus.
God.
Crunchy Luka.
Oh,
Oh, my crunchy.
Crunchy.
there was a crunch. Fine. But yeah, I guess. Like, I'm actually
Honestly, V probably dances with like everyone in the party if they'll allow it.
yes, of
Elizabeth
course.
absolutely allows it.
Yeah. Especially after several drinks.
Yeah, especially after a couple drinks, yeah. I mean, she'd allow it
Yeah.
sober.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess. You know, I guess Grim would, go around also like making sure everybody's all right.
Yeah.
Talking
And
to
just gets fucking yoinked by V.
Yep.
Yeah,
Although, like,
just gets halfway down, like doing introductions, like talking to people, like asking how they're enjoying the food, and then is slowly just dragged away mid sentence by V.
We're dancing now.
this is fine. Oh no, I was also thinking specifically of like, making sure Jaldrum is doing all right and that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the special cases
Yes.
and seeing how Arya's holding up.
Yeah. I don't imagine my parent has any problems with children. They probably don't care.
Yep.
They're just like, another mortal, this is fine.
All mortals look the same. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah.
Hmm.
Also,
Do I
my-
look the same to the genie?
That was an exaggeration, but
And I have
you're all fleshy and so fantastically contrived.
I just had the worst idea. Dancing with V has given me an idea. What if somebody were to dance with Jaldrum other than Arya?
V would do it.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
V would
we would
definitely.
probably dance
I mean,
with
yeah,
herself.
V dancing with anyone is a way to get people to like that person. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's also true.
You see someone dancing with V and you're
Cav,
like,
I
"That's a
feel like
nice
you're
person."
starting to over exaggerate
Yeah.
my charisma here.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
I
Maybe a
mean,
little.
I was actually just considering Grim being like, perhaps you should dance with someone, and then just suggesting it. Like, I could do this, but
Grim and Jaldrum dancing. I'd love to see it, dude.
oh my god, that would be really funny.
That would be quite funny, yeah.
oh,
Would Jaldrum even say no?
that's
Probably
the real
not.
question.
Yeah, probably diplomatically, no.
Yeah.
But emotionally,
Why? Why
I
did
mean, he doesn't have any reason to dislike Grim.
No, but it's not necessarily dislike. It's like, but
It's-
like just one of those moments. Like, I'm
Feels
not
like a-
sure what you're trying to do here.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
also not wanting to be the center of attention, dancing.
Yeah.
Also, there's probably a point where Elizabeth asks Sidani to dance. That probably happens.
Yeah. Yes, Sadana will join you.
Whoa.
Well,
Look,
Yeah.
it happened in a dream once.
It did.
Although it wasn't as nice. It wasn't very nice in the dream.
It wasn't as enjoyable.
No. Because this is actually Sidani, not some dream version of Sidani that isn't really Sidani. It's just my imagination of Sidani.
Yes.
That's a whole story.
oh, there's.
It's okay. Everybody knows because everybody else also had one.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
like
just-
there's
this
one
situation
thing.
is giving mine serious deja vu.
There's one thing Grim would also definitely do.
Mm.
Would stop by everybody's parents to check in how they feel about things
Yeah.
about their well, I guess it's all daughters at this point.
Yeah, it is.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, you literally just being the boss and going around and talking to all the moms.
Oh, and dads. you
And
know,
dads, yeah.
Yeah, and the dads.
you know, just making sure that the that they're aware and they're feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the Dragonborn are all like very sort of overwhelmed by all of this because Dragonborn gatherings are usually large, but they are usually they are clan, like they are extended clan, and like coming here with a bunch of people in a strange land with a bunch of people that they've probably never interacted with before, seeing all of these different races when there's very ingrained rural Dragonborn, is interesting for them. They're very overwhelmed, but they are enjoying themselves.
Oh, that's good.
it is like I didn't know people came in these shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
Oof.
or colors.
Or colors, yeah.
There's 2 blue people in here.
Yeah, that's weird.
Blue people, pink people.
We're blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
Dabba dee
Plaid,
dabba da.
plaid hair person.
Plant
That's
people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like honestly, there's not much that we don't have currently.
3 different flavors of elf.
Yeah.
Flavors.
Wait, only 3? No, I think we.
Oh, no,
we
4.
have- yeah, we have
Yeah.
a high elf as well.
Yes.
We have Aasimar, even.
Yeah, even Aasimar, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we are multicultural.
Culturally diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling
Makes
in that diversity.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of humans to fill the ranks. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's funny because the 2 blue people are just accompanied by the rest of their family all being humans.
oh,
Perfectly
This is
normal
fine.
humans.
Well, the majority of the mercenaries are human as well.
yeah, that was what I was referring to.
Oh yeah.
How's Lily doing, by the way?
Lily is enjoying themselves. They don't do fantastically well in large crowds, but they seem happy just sort of sitting at the table with people that they know and talking and joining in.
Oh,
Um,
Oh, now I'm wondering if Via's met Scarlet.
yeah. Mac is definitely sort of like getting
is he
into.
dancing?
Yeah, if you ask him to, he is definitely dancing. But he's
I love the idea of this large Goliath man just fucking boogieing.
yeah.
10 out of 10.
Oh, that would be amusing.
He's probably not terrible at dancing. Like his size is a disadvantage to dancing with you, but he is probably not unskilled in dancing. Although he is probably more like, he probably does more like a line dance and stuff like that. Like folk dance rather than like conventional dancing.
Nice.
Cute, I dig it.
I've just realised I haven't been introducing people to Scarlet, and that's a crime.
Yeah.
We need to let Scarlet free and have fun.
Maybe do it a little carefully.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
panic.
But
It's
yeah,
like-
not
There,
let- not
there
let her
are some
completely
normal
free.
people out here.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
let her completely free, but let her hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, she can like sit on the table with you.
I guess she'd probably just like bring Scarlet out when she's sat chilling. And,
Yeah.
like, just have Scarlet there as part of conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, Scarlet behaves pretty much like a cat does whenever there's a party going on, in that it's like, oh god, there's so many people, I'm going to find somewhere to curl up and just stay here.
That's okay. Elizabeth will entice her out with food.
Yeah.
Like, look, ooh, chicken.
I think at some point, probably probably your grandmother just sort of like leans over and sort of says, Elizabeth, darling, you know how your father feels about animals at the table? I think he's about to burst a vessel.
She probably just looks over at her father.
He is desperately pretending to ignore the fact that you're doing it.
In that case, she'll like take Scarlet and just like gently push her on the floor.
she like leans in and says, "Thank you. I think the direwolf is about to send him spare."
Yeah, she's like, she tries a little giggle at that, and then she's probably gonna go, "Have you? I trust you're feeling better then, grandmother."
She nods and sort of says, "I'm doing better than I was. It's unfortunately one of the side effects of old age."
Yes, unfortunately. But I'm glad to see you're alive and well.
she sort of smiles and says, "Yes, I think I've got a good few years in me yet."
think Elizabeth just like does like little crossing fingers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also like a knock on wood, like don't jinx it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess the party continues on into the evening for as long as people want to remain around. You can retire as you wish.
I think V enjoys sort of feeling a bit normal again and not being quote unquote in like a work mode.
Yeah, not having quite so many responsibilities or like having to keep up appearances or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think everyone is enjoying that, just sort of having that. Apart from maybe Arya, who is perhaps still a little bit stressed.
We're
Yeah, a
more
little bit.
stressed. Like,
Maya's like, party,
Yeah.
people, what's going on? Is everyone receiving Jaldrum well?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Where's Simone? She's not plotting his murder.
Which is a real possibility.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a contingency. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
It's like Rasputin
I
didn't
imagine-
shoot the Traveller, he only planned to shoot the Traveller.
Wow. But yeah, Elizabeth will be there for quite some time. Because A, there's a lot of family she's not seen in years. B, she's been cooped up in the college working non-stop for months.
Yeah.
And C, this drink's really nice.
Yes.
Can't believe you're just drinking all your problems away.
I have a
Well,
sweet tooth, what can I say?
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like-
those of you sitting near Elizabeth on a table are noticing that, like, she tends to speak as fast as she can think anyway, which is usually pretty hard to follow. It's just getting progressively worse.
Yeah.
Well,
What's that? Coherent thought?
if
She
you know,
was
if
at least
nobody
able to keep up the illusion of coherent thought. Now you're just getting her pure unfiltered brain and it's chaos.
the good thing is, nobody like if you're so incoherent, nobody can decipher any of the secrets you're trying to give away.
She's not giving away. The only thing she'd even try and give away is the dragon thing, because
Yeah.
she wants to look impressive. But that's it. It's
That's
only the
fine.
dragon thing that she's talked about.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh.
Well, that's not entirely true, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, so otherwise everyone is just having a good time.
Just vibing.
Just vibing.
Vibing.
Just vibing.
Yeah.
Vibing
I
is
think
right.
I think I'm gonna wait till after the party to drag my parent aside.
Okay. Yeah, so
So it's probably like late, like really early morning.
yeah, I was gonna say,
By the time we're done.
considering Khadija just does not sleep, they will party until they are removed from the party or until there is nobody left standing.
Exactly.
Um,
So I guess as Elizabeth's about to leave, which would probably be closer to like 2-3 in the morning, she'll pull her parent aside.
okay. I guess is anyone else sort of retiring for the evening at that time or earlier?
I don't know what Arya's doing at this party because she's not dancing.
Why not
Who's
even
she
as
gonna dance
Jaldrum?
with? Jaldrum.
Yeah, why not?
What about with
Many reasons why not.
Grim
yeah, there's plenty
danced
of
with
reasons to
him.
not dance with
V
him.
danced with him. It's fine. Oof. Oof.
But yeah, what about with VR?
Although that said, if you haven't danced with him at all, I feel
I
like
mean,
Grim would say
V and
something.
Arya have danced unless Arya was like, no.
No, but like like, well, I guess Grim wouldn't push it. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah. But yeah,
so
no,
I guess
Grim,
like she would probably retire somewhat early.
Okay. Yeah, so you say your good nights, and head off for the evening. Is everyone else? I presume everyone else is staying for a little while. Well, I know
Yeah.
Elizabeth is, but
like, Grim is basically staying till the end, mostly
Yeah.
just to make sure nobody causes too much.
Yeah.
trouble.
I think
damage
think
is your keep.
V gets a bit like lower energy and eventually just kind of hangs out with her little squad of
Yeah.
Lily and Mag.
Yeah. God, that is a party mood.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here with the people that I know.
Yeah, so I guess the party sort of like starts to die down, and Arya, you make your excuses and head to bed. As you are sort of like, I guess like sorting your room out, like tidying things up, getting ready to go to bed, there is a knock at your door.
Okay. I guess I open it.
Yeah, you open the door, and Jaldrum is standing there, holding 2 glasses and a bottle of wine.
Oh.
And he sort of says, well, I hope I'm not interrupting, but I was wondering if you might indulge in a nightcap.
Is that what they're calling it these days? Yeah. I usher him in.
Okay, yeah, he steps inside, like, puts the 2 glasses down, holds up the bottle of wine, shows it to you. You can't read the label, but he sort of says, this one I brought especially for us to enjoy.
Oh.
It's one I've been partial to in the past, but I don't know. It seems somewhat more special this year.
I can't pretend I know much about wine, but I'm sure it's delicious.
Judgment like pours 2 glasses, holds it up, and then says, I find the trick is to inhale deeply, swirl it around a bit, swallow it, say, and then talk some nonsense about floral scents.
That is literally what people have actually told me in real life, so.
That is wine tasting in a nutshell.
Arya kind of laughs and goes, well, then I think I think I might do better if I just pretend.
He smiles and just sort of says, you don't have to pretend. I'm used to dealing with a lot of people who posture over knowledge, and it's refreshing to know somebody who doesn't.
Well, I don't find much reason to just fake things that I don't know anything about. Usually it ends up with me looking foolish in the end.
I think that goes for more people than they realise. I have to say, it's been nice. I mean, this whole gathering.
Mm.
Whilst my diplomatic processes have gotten me into a lot more situations with other cultures, they've always felt performative. This was just people enjoying themselves, and whilst I admit I did act the part a little, it was nice to relax a little.
Glad you could enjoy it. I will not lie, I've been a little worried about this whole thing for quite a while now, but it seems to have gone better than expected. And she will reach over and take his hand and go, it was nice to see everyone that I cared about in the same room. Well, mostly.
Yeah, he smiles at that, and says, "You have a lot of, I guess, yeah, you." He says, "You have a lot of interesting friends, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the sense that I feel like they would all They all have your back, but all for different reasons.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that's true. It's just strange after being alone for so long to suddenly realize that we can fill a keep with the amount of people that are now my friends.
He sort of like smiles quietly to that and sort of says, I imagine that's nice.
It's nice, though. Navigating all of the social dynamics is not my forte. I will say. Maybe we could keep these large gatherings to just a few, so I don't have to deal with it.
He smiles and like nods along to that, like takes another sip of his drink. At which point, Arya, you notice as like Lyra, who has been at this point like just is lying on the bed as she normally does at this time in the evening, like lifts her head up, like picks up her ears, like looks towards the door, looks at you, and then just like gets off the bed and walks towards the door.
Oh no. Okay.
Jodham sort of like looks at this quizzically.
I think there's someone at the door, and I'm gonna kind of talk quietly. And I kind of motion him to like stand like out of view, I guess.
Okay.
And then I'll go over and see if I can hear anything.
Okay. So you like you put your ear to the door.
Yeah.
Like right as you do so, there is a knock.
Okay. Great timing. I guess I'll open the door a little bit just
Okay.
to see who's there.
Okay, you crack open the door to Simone.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yep.
Simone! Hi. Is everything okay?
She sort of smiles and sort of says, "Yeah, everything's fine. Look, I wanted to have a word."
Sure. Now?
She like just sort of like cocks an eyebrow at you and just sort of like, well, yeah.
Why don't we step out here and go for a walk around the grounds? Arya is losing her goddamn mind.
Give me just a deception roll real quick.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
I don't think you're gonna win this one.
All
Good
right.
fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just like looks at you with a very confused look, just sort of like, I mean, we can do. Are you okay?
Well, just it's been a stressful couple weeks trying to plan everything, and seeing everyone together was exciting, but also draining.
Sure. Let's take a walk.
Oh my god. Let's take a walk.
Okay.
I'm gonna glance back in the room and just try to catch Jonathan's eye, I guess, and then I'll head out. I mean, obviously he understands
Yeah.
what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. So somebody follows you out into the courtyard. You take a short distance, walk a short distance until the sounds of merriment have died away in the distance, and she just sort of turns to you and sort of says, I have to be honest, I need to apologize.
Oh, for what?
When I wrote to you, I don't know. I was worried. All this suddenness about befriending the Drow and working alongside them, it worried me no end. But I can see, at least from what I've seen this evening, that I overreacted. And whilst I can't say that I completely trust your allies, maybe I judged too quickly.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I understand. I mean, we were raised on stories of drows being evil monsters who wanted nothing more than to wipe out our civilization. And, I mean, some of those stories were true. It's not easy to forget. But I think that what Jaldrum and others have taught me is that we can't paint with such a broad brush. It's not fair. And it's just not, it's not accurate.
She just sort of quietly nods and says, "Yeah. I don't think it helps that what I experienced all those years ago I don't want to dig up old wounds, but it's something I regret a lot. And I've talked to Illaran about it. You know I have.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always telling me how I don't have to hold on to it. It's not my fault. And I see that, I really do. But it's influenced a lot of my life. And I'm only just realizing now that I guess sometimes I'm pushing something just because of what happened in the past. And I'm sorry if it felt that way for you. I don't want to hurt us being friends.
No. I understand. It's not easy to recover from the past. But I'm very glad that you were willing to try, at least.
You walk on in silence for a few moments, and she sort of says, "So why are you being so weird?"
I'm not being weird. No, I don't say that. I'm not being weird. Like I said, it's been a stressful couple days here. Just with everyone coming together and worrying about that. It's not been super easy.
She sort of thinks about that for a moment and says, "Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, but sneaking away from a party to drink wine in your own bedroom, that's kind of weird."
um Yeah, she's just gonna avoid looking at Simone and answer. I'm an alcoholic now. The best answer. Well, I'm not exactly one for parties, you know. It's dancing and talking and it's not exactly my speed. So I stayed for a while and enjoyed it, but I preferred to be alone. Oh god.
You really are sounding extremely depressed here.
No.
I just prefer to be alone, drinking wine alone in my room.
I'm not alcoholic. I just enjoy the taste. It washes away the pain.
Yeah, somebody like sort of like gives you like a very serious look. And she just sort of says, "Well, I guess I can understand at least part of that." And I think like she just like puts her hands on your shoulder and just says, "If there is something you can tell me, you know that."
I don't know that about this, Moni. I don't know. I part of me wants to tell her, but we literally, Jaldrum like literally just sat down and was like, we can't do this without consulting one another. I mean, Arya's gonna look a little conflicted. Like, she's not. I mean, she's not exactly hiding her emotions to the best of her abilities at the moment. I know that. It's just there are some matters at hand that are pretty sensitive in nature, and dealing with it at once is a lot. It's not something I can really talk about at the moment, but one day I'll promise I'll let you know what it is.
Okay. Give me an insight roll.
Oh god.
She knows.
She already knows, dude.
Fuck.
She knows.
She definitely knows.
How else would she know you were drinking wine?
Well, she saw the wine.
I mean, she
but
saw the
would
bottle.
probably-
Oh, well,
She
yeah.
saw the bottle, yeah. I was like, did you
Okay,
see
she saw
both
you
the
drinking.
cups? Oh no.
Yeah, so I think she looks at you. She like bites her bottom lip for a moment and just sort of says, "Okay, well, we're here for a few more days. If you feel like talking, then you know where I am."
Sweats a lot. I appreciate that. And I want you to know that this is a lie. I want you to know that the reason I'm not telling you has nothing to do with my trust in you. It's just it's something that I made agreements not to talk about until the time is right.
I understand. Well, I guess I'll leave you to your wine. Good night.
Good night. Oh my god, I can't believe I made that. I think Simone's extra suspicious, though.
I think she already knows.
I don't think she knows. I feel like she'd call me out if she knew.
No, I think she knows. She was trying to give you, like, you can't tell me.
Yeah, she's trying to give you the chance to own up to say it first.
I can't
She's
do
your
it, though.
pen,
I
she doesn't want to just yell at
literally
you.
we just had a conversation with Jaldrum. I was like, I won't tell anybody until it's time.
Yeah.
And now
It's time
she's
to have a
like,
discussion with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
If only you could go and talk with him right now.
I know.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel like that's a good place to leave it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna be
Interesting.
Stress. Ah. Ah.
Yep.
So yeah. I guess before we round off for the evening and say our goodbyes, can I just say thank you, Helena, for coming back for this short period to
Hey, what's up?
bring us V once more.
Yes. Thank you.
Woohoo.
Thank
I don't
you
know how
so
to play V anymore, dude.
It's appreciated nonetheless. I think you did great.
Yeah, you did great.
But yeah,
I'm
That's fine.
honestly mostly proud of fucking V, like vibing with Jaldrim and trying to make people like him.
Hell
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
what we do.
He needs an advocate.
The hero. Yeah.
I got
Jaldrim
hit
needed.
with that wave of nostalgia of just V befriending everyone, and it was great.
Yeah. Yes, of course. These adventures will continue, though Helena will not be able to join us next session.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess next session we will pick up with the tail end of this. We will reacquaint Jayla with everything that has happened, and then we will look to the next stage of Elizabeth's research to see if the plan with the cartographer has worked out. And with that, all that remains to say is thank you all for playing, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye,
Bye.
bitches.
Bye.